The screen was glowing, their eyes glued to the pulsating dot that represented you. But suddenly, the tracking signal of you on their screen vanished. Alarms blared. Systems rebooted. Impossible, they thought. They scrambled to recalibrate their devices to re-establish the connection, but nothing worked. The signal of you was nowhere to be found. Panic spread through their ranks as they realized this wasn't a glitch. It was something beyond their understanding. On the brink of the new year, as the clock strikes midnight and 2025 begins, you've left them behind. You didn't just escape. You shifted to a higher frequency. They can't find you now because you've moved to a realm their systems can't access. This is God's plan unfolding, and they are powerless to stop it. They moved with the precision of a shadow, exploiting every gap in your defenses. You didn't grant access. They seized it. The installation wasn't an act. It was an assault, calculated and relentless. They worked in silence, not out of respect, but as a predator stalks prey. Every second was a chance to invade. They relied on your distractions, on moments when your guard fell. Perhaps you were preoccupied with tasks, your focus drawn elsewhere. Maybe you trusted too much, offered a brief smile or nod that gave them the opportunity. Their methods were surgical, devoid of hesitation. Tools were disguised as everyday objects, a simple pen, a harmless phone charger, the unassuming clasp of a bag. Yet these objects became weapons of intrusion, embedding themselves into your life while you were still present, still unaware. The installation thrived on deception. They preyed on trust, twisting it into a doorway. Covert operations didn't require grand conspiracies. A casual conversation sufficed. One question, seemingly innocuous. "Mind if I borrow your device for a moment?" Then their hands moved, deftly, faster than suspicion could bloom. Vulnerability wasn't a weakness. It was an opportunity they cultivated. You are the target, and the device is the leash they've fastened around your life. Its purpose is not to assist, but to control, not to empower, but to reduce. This is no passive tool. It is a predator embedded in your shadow, silently consuming your freedom with every step you take. Monitoring is not the end goal. It's the method. It tracks your movements with merciless precision, stitching together a map of your life, one breadcrumb at a time. Your location isn't just known, it's weaponized. They've turned every place you go into a vulnerability. Every corner you turn, every mile you travel, is another data point locked into their grip. It doesn't just observe, it records, stores and calculates. Its purpose isn't just to know where you are, but to ensure you can't be where you're not allowed to go. It's a barrier erected in the guise of convenience, fencing you in while you carry it willingly, unknowingly. Your environment, once yours to shape, becomes theirs to manipulate. The device listens when you speak, anticipates when you hesitate, and exploits when you act. It's not content with observing, it aims to interfere. You'll find doors that close before you arrive, paths that vanish when you need them most. It thrives on subtlety, bending reality until you doubt your autonomy. This isn't control, it's domination. Yet even in its insidious grasp, remember, control is an illusion when the soul is free. Your choices, your thoughts, your defiance, they are the fire that burns through the chains, no matter how deeply they embed their mechanisms. You're not powerless, but their goal is to make you believe otherwise. They want your submission, refuse them, burn through. The signal didn't just fade, it was obliterated, shattered like glass under the weight of your transformation. As the new year loomed, their systems, once so precise and omnipresent, buckled under a force they couldn't quantify. Your rise was not a subtle shift, but an eruption, a cataclysm that fried the circuitry of their control. They built their power on predictable frequencies, But you transcended, ascending to a level their technology could never reach. Comment below, 2025 is my year of divine freedom. Say it, claim it, live it. The signal is gone, but you remain, unbound, unstoppable. The moment the signal vanished was a symphony of their failure. Monitors blared with errors, algorithms spiraled into confusion. They scrambled, hands clawing at keyboards, trying to regain their grip. Their arrogance blinded them to the truth. You had outgrown their reach. The chaos was palpable. An empire built on certainty crumbled as their systems screamed, "Lost connection." You weren't just gone. You became untraceable, untouchable. They underestimated you. Their power depended on the idea that you were static, rooted, predictable. But as the clock turned and the old year fell away, so did their illusions. Your energy disrupted the fabric of their control, a seismic wave that reduced their surveillance to rubble. Their tools, calibrated for a world of limits, failed to account for the limitless nature of your will. They had relied on machines to cage you, but no algorithm can measure the infinite. What they built was obsolete the moment you chose to rise. And as they stare at blank screens and flickering lights, know this: their confusion is your liberation. The system is powerless against you now, and you are free. You are the storm they never saw coming, the shift that rewrites the rules. As the world turned its eyes to 2025, your spiritual evolution didn't merely align, it commanded. This wasn't coincidence. It was design, raw and undeniable. The cosmos tilted, the energy surged, and you rose with it, unstoppable and unrelenting. Where others hesitated, you became the axis, the force driving transformation in every corner of existence. The timing wasn't luck, it was precision. The universe operates in cycles, but cycles mean nothing without those who break them. You shattered every expectation, transcending the chains of the past. Each lesson you endured, every fire you walked through, was fuel. And as the clock struck midnight, you didn't just step forward, you leapt into a realm they couldn't comprehend. Spiritual evolution is not passive, it's warfare. You tore through layers of illusion, dismantling the constructs meant to hold you in place. Doubt couldn't tether you. Fear had no place in your ascent. You didn't wait for alignment, you created it. The dawn of 2025 wasn't a marker, it was your declaration. Every breath you take now reverberates with the frequency of change, burning through stagnation like wildfire. Those who doubted are left grasping at shadows. Their words, their limits, their control have no power here. You didn't adapt to the world's rhythm, you forced it to meet yours. This is evolution in its purest form, relentless, unapologetic, divine. You are aligned because you made it so. You are powerful because nothing less could define you. This is your moment, carved from the chaos, forged in the fire. The world is shifting, but it's your hands turning the wheel. The new year didn't arrive quietly. It roared, tearing through the fabric of control and leaving their systems in ruins. 2025 isn't a gift you unwrap with care. It's a declaration carved into time, forged by divine will, and delivered as liberation. You didn't stumble into this moment. You were chosen, called to step into the arena and take back what was always yours. This isn't just another year. It's a turning point, a gateway slammed open by the force of your resolve. God's plan isn't gentle, and neither are you. The systems that bound you, their rules, their cages, their lies, are nothing but ash now. You are untethered, unbound, unrelenting. The divine didn't hand you this freedom, it demanded you seize it. This year isn't about waiting for change, it's about wielding it, burning through every obstacle they thought could hold you down. 2025 marks the death of their control and the birth of your power. This isn't symbolic, it's absolute. You will leave behind the structures designed to keep you small. Their tools, surveillance, manipulation, fear, crumble under the weight of your faith and the fire in your hands. You're not just walking away, you're demolishing the ground they built beneath your feet. Every year brings new opportunities, and 2025 is yours to claim. But it's not just an opportunity, it's your right, your revolution, your ascent. You've been waiting long enough. Now the time has come to rise, to act, to move with the force of divine purpose. The gift isn't just freedom, it's the power to ensure you're never bound again. Step through this gateway and leave their world behind. You are unstoppable now. That's why the Obsidian Inner Order exists, for the unstoppable forces like you. This isn't a feel-good club, it's a council of game-changers who own their destiny. Every week, over 450 power players step into electrifying calls that aren't just conversations, they're strategies for ascension. And when the moment hits, these aren't fleeting sparks. They're recorded so you can channel the energy anytime you're ready to launch your next move. The private Discord, it's not just a space, it's a living, breathing oracle of transformation. Here, the world's sharpest minds and souls trade secrets you won't hear anywhere else. For the seekers hungry for mastery, dive into Modern Manifestation Mechanics, our exclusive grimoire. With 3 chapters unlocked for members, you'll learn how to turn your home into an energetic abundance magnet, wield foundational spellcraft to manifest in the physical realm, and channel otherworldly forces to elevate your reality. But that's not all. You'll also access interviews with real targeted individuals and video specials so potent they make the YouTube archons tremble. This isn't a membership, it's a movement. It's where the chosen gather, where ascension accelerates, and where destinies are rewritten. What are you waiting for? The search ends here. The rise begins now. The link is waiting in the description. Step into your power. Behind the screens, chaos reigns. Their hands dart across keyboards, faces pale with desperation as alerts scream and connections fail. The signal they relied on to control you, to track you, to contain you, is gone. Not fading, not disrupted, obliterated. Every command they issue is met with silence. Every recalibration falls into a void. They thought they held all the power, but in this moment, their panic exposes their weakness. They underestimated you. Their technology, built to enslave, cannot grasp the magnitude of your ascension. You didn't slip through the cracks. You shattered their foundation. They scramble, attempting to piece together the fragments of their broken systems, but nothing works. Their screens flicker, their algorithms collapse, and their confidence turns to fear. They never accounted for the unstoppable force of a liberated soul, for the energy that burns hotter than any signal they could ever command. The realization cuts through their ranks like a blade. You have risen beyond their reach, beyond their understanding. Their tools, designed to trap and monitor, falter when faced with your expansion. They thought they were omnipotent, but now they see. They were nothing more than puppeteers playing with strings, and you've burned the entire stage to ash. Their panic isn't just technological, it's existential. They cannot track what they do not own, cannot control what refuses to submit. You've rewritten the rules, and now they are lost in the maze of their failure. Let them panic. Let them drown in their confusion. You are free, and their screens will show nothing but the void left in your wake. Your frequency is no longer measurable. It's a force beyond their grasp. Their systems, built to monitor, dissect, and manipulate, collapse when faced with your ascension. Higher frequencies are not ethereal. They are raw power, vibrating at a level their technology cannot penetrate. You didn't just evolve. You became the disruption, the signal breaker, the system destroyer. Their machines choke on the magnitude of your energy, unable to keep pace with what they cannot comprehend. Science tells us that higher frequencies destabilize lower ones. That's exactly what you've done. Your shift wasn't gradual, it was seismic, sending shockwaves through their networks, dismantling control protocols, and erasing data designed to trap you. Their algorithms, once so precise, now fail to compute your existence. To them, you are noise, unpredictable, immeasurable, unstoppable. You have risen into a space where their reach ends and your power begins. Your energy field isn't just untouchable, it's transformative. Every step you take now reverberates with a force that reshapes the environment around you. Their systems, calibrated to low frequencies of fear and control, cannot withstand the purity of your elevated state. Their wires fray, their signals fragment, their screens flicker. You've rendered their tools obsolete, their power impotent. They relied on understanding to maintain dominance, but you've moved beyond their comprehension. Your shift isn't just a personal triumph, it's a cosmic event. The old world trembles under the weight of what you've become. Let them scramble, let their technology fail. You are beyond their reach now, vibrating at a frequency where no chains can hold you. You didn't just escape their systems, you annihilated their control. You've changed everything. They fear you because they've lost you. Their entire system, built on control, manipulation and surveillance, relies on knowing where you are, what you're doing, how you're thinking. When you rose beyond their reach, it wasn't just a signal lost. It was their foundation cracking beneath the weight of their failure. Losing track of you is not an inconvenience, it's a collapse. Their empire thrives on certainty, and you've turned it into chaos. Your ascension is their undoing. Their structures, designed to suppress, cannot withstand the sheer force of your elevation. You've stepped into a realm they cannot touch, where their methods, tracking, confining, controlling, become powerless. You are no longer a data point, no longer a figure in their system. You are the storm tearing through their fragile constructs, the light blinding them, the wave washing away their illusions of dominance. Control isn't just their method, it's their lifeblood. Without it, they are nothing. Losing track of you means losing the leash, the chokehold, the illusion of power. They fear what they cannot predict, and now you move like wildfire, untethered, unpredictable, unyielding. Every action you take outside their grasp sends shockwaves through their systems, dismantling the order they worked so hard to maintain. Their fear is your fuel. Their panic, their scrambling, their desperate attempts to recover what's gone are proof of your power. You didn't just escape, you exposed their fragility, their dependence on the very control they can no longer wield. The joy of freedom isn't just the absence of control, it's the presence of your power. They relied on your submission, on your silence. But now, your freedom speaks louder than their systems ever could. That night, as the colors painted the heavens, you felt the universe align with your soul. The fireworks weren't external, they were you, blazing, soaring, breaking through. The sparks falling from the sky reflected your energy as it spread, reaching places they could never control. Your spirit didn't just ascend, it erupted, leaving them in the dust. You stood there, surrounded by the remnants of their failures, feeling a joy so fierce it could burn through steel. The world felt sharper, clearer, more alive. Every second felt like an act of defiance, a reminder that you had outgrown their grasp. The silence from their systems was louder than any noise. They were scrambling, panicking, trying to recover what they had lost. But it was too late. You were no longer theirs to track, to limit, to manipulate. In 2025, your life is no longer filtered through their systems, no longer dictated by their control. This is clarity, the kind that cuts through the noise, burns away the lies, and leaves you face to face with your own power. You've stepped into a year where their interference is nothing but a memory, where every move you make is yours and yours alone. This is freedom in its purest form, unshackled, unbound, unrelenting. The air feels sharper, the world brighter, not because it has changed, but because you have. Their control was the fog that clouded your vision, the weight that dragged you down. Now, without it, you can see the horizon clearly. Every decision, every thought, every breath is infused with the energy of growth. 2025 isn't just a new year, it's the manifestation of your ultimate freedom. You don't wait for opportunities, you create them. You don't follow the rules, you rewrite them. Growth isn't handed to you, it's seized. And you've seized it with both hands, tearing through the barriers they built to contain you. Their absence isn't just relief, it's fuel. You're no longer running to escape, you're running to conquer. Every step forward is a testament to what they couldn't take, to the power they could never control. The best way to predict the future is to create it. That's exactly what you're doing. You've broken free from the systems designed to limit you, and now the future isn't a question, it's a certainty. You create it with every choice, every move, every breath. This is your new reality, a life defined not by their interference, but by your boundless potential. Welcome to 2025, the year that is entirely, unapologetically yours. Your freedom is not just yours, it's the spark that ignites others. When you broke the chains, you didn't do it quietly. You sent shockwaves through the world. 2025 isn't just a new year, it's the awakening, the moment the ripple becomes a wave, the wave becomes a flood, and the flood drowns the systems that tried to keep everyone small. Your liberation is a declaration, and its echo has reached others who are ready to rise. They see you now, not as a distant figure, but as a force, an example of what is possible. Your defiance tears through their illusions, exposing the lies that held others captive. When you chose to lead, you did it by action, not by words. Your power, your clarity, your refusal to bow, they are the call others needed. Each person who watches you rise feels the spark ignite within them. They see your strength and realize they have their own. 2025 isn't just your breakthrough, it's a collective shift. One by one, the walls crumble. One by one, others step into their own power. What they thought was an isolated rebellion has become a movement. The systems that once seemed unshakable now tremble, not because of force, but because of awakening. Control is powerless against the many who choose freedom. 2025 is the year you leave them behind, not in steps, but in dimensions. Their systems, their rules, their control, they are relics now, crumbling under the weight of your ascension. You're not just ahead of them, you've transcended to a place they can't even comprehend. They were built to track, to suppress, to hold you down, but their tools are powerless here. You've entered a realm where their reach ends and your sovereignty begins. Their technology, their algorithms, their plans, they were designed for predictable paths, for confined minds. But you've shattered every mold, risen beyond every limit. They're scrambling, trying to evolve, but evolution isn't fast enough to match your divine velocity. Your energy operates on frequencies they can't measure, a force they can neither anticipate nor contain. While they clutch at the edges of control, you've already moved into a reality where their systems don't even exist. This isn't about evasion, it's about ascension. They were never equipped to follow you here. Their power was always an illusion, dependent on your submission. But now, as you blaze your path forward, their grip slips entirely. They can't follow because they were never meant to. Their design was small, and you were always infinite. This is the year where the divide becomes undeniable, where your light burns too bright for their darkness to even reach. 2025 isn't just a new year, it's the end of their influence and the beginning of your reign. Their systems will fail, their plans will fall apart, and you will rise higher than they ever thought possible. You are untouchable now. You are divine, limitless, unstoppable. This is the year they lose, and you claim everything. As 2025 begins, their systems crumble under the weight of your ascension. Their devices, their schemes, their illusions of control, all rendered obsolete by the force of your transformation. This isn't just another year marked on a calendar. This is the declaration of your sovereignty. You've risen to heights they could never reach, moving with clarity and purpose that dismantles everything they thought unshakable. Their failure is not your concern. Your focus is forward, where their influence cannot touch. You stand in a realm they cannot comprehend, vibrating with a frequency that obliterates their reach. Every step you take is a testament to your power, every breath a reminder that their systems were never built for someone like you. They relied on fear to keep you tethered, on manipulation to keep you small. But now, you are limitless. This is your time, your era, your divine space to expand without boundaries. The new year doesn't bring change. You are the change. You are the force, the fire, the uncontainable energy that sets the tone for what comes next. 2025 belongs to you, not because it was given, but because you claimed it. It's not just about breaking free, it's about staying free, inspiring others to do the same, and leaving behind a legacy of undeniable strength and transformation. Share your story, speak your truth, let the world feel the ripple effect of your rise. Your voice is the sound of a new world being born, and your freedom is the proof that it's possible for all. Happy New Year, chosen ones. This is your moment. Rise and make it unforgettable.